what we've done is actually looked at our competency framework. We put a competency framework, which is the behaviour-led competency framework, in place, but actually looked at it from a lens of neurodiversity and how we can make that inclusive, and not do the competency framework and then over here make some adjustments for it for everybody else, those people that who need it. So actually, most of the people in our organisation don't actually know it's friendly, don't know it's actually open, they don't need to know, why should they? What you're doing is creating something that actually has clear, simple framework that anybody can access. And then it's about the communication methods, and it's the types of communication methods that you use. So you use lots of different types of methods, so you don't just do one or another, and you can continuously repeat those methods in different ways. And it's about the language you use as well, and simplifying the language, but not dumbing it down, because there's this thing about actually dumb down the language, but you don't have to. It's how it's presented, how it's actually sold. It's the storytelling. And actually, if you know where you're going, you can actually understand the journey you're going to get there. And that's true of all of us. I think if we do a storytelling, and actually as long as we know where we're going, we'll keep going with you. So we put this all together. I mean, it took about 18 months to put this into place in totality. We've taken away appraisals, because appraisals are a little bit clunky, to be fair, aren't they? It's one of those things, you dust it off, and 6 months down the road, you look at these set of objectives that you might or might not have done, and you look backwards about all well done, and then you look forward about the next 6 months about the objectives you're doing. But actually, it's not an active document. It's got nothing to do with your development, because you might have a list of training needs analysis you put into a spreadsheet, and it goes off to an HR administrator who puts some courses on, and that's what you do. But it's not a tailored approach. So what we did is a tailored approach, very, very much individualised, from when people come in to the organisation, including the recruitment process, all the way through until they leave. And it's part of their development programme. So what we identify is what the role looks like and feels like in terms of behaviour. The skills go along with that. I work in a regulated organisation in terms of accountancy. It's relatively easy to do that. So we put those together and we have conversations. And we have those conversations about how they rate themselves in terms of behaviours, and what examples in their work they can actually display that. And then it's a conversation about agreeing, okay, where are the gaps? And you put then together a development plan for them. And it's a live development, it's theirs. They have to own it. This is their opportunity to develop where they want to. We have some people say, well, actually, that person doesn't want to be developed. They've only got 2 years left. Well, okay, if we go back 2 years, global pandemic, what skills do we have then that we actually learned over the last couple of years that we need now just to stay still? Not even going, I'm not talking about promotion here, but just to actually be able to manage our workload. The tech has changed, the whole environment's changed. And actually, I'm not going to give it away, but clearly I've got some sort of neurodivergent trait, at least one. So for me, it's actually being honest with people coming in. So we have student evenings, and I'll actually tell them that I have X, Y, and Z. And actually, it's okay. It's totally embraced. And everybody who's different, what we can do is support you with a tailored approach. But it's the same tailored approach to somebody who is neurotypical. So actually, we're not discriminating against anybody. It's a very inclusive way of doing it. And we've done that. We actually got to the finalists of the CIPD SME awards this year, which was a really, really proud moment. But it's one of those things where it's great to have the recognition, but I'd like to see other people embrace that approach. And it's not difficult. It's just something, if you don't want to start, give us a shout. I'll give you a couple of hints of how to do things. But if you think about it, just keep it simple.